Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Mug. Today is June 3rd, 2020. This is episode 80. And in just 20 days, we're going to be doing the 100th episode of the Morning Mug live on Facebook. Let's talk about our news first. And the fun part is I have a meeting in exactly 5 minutes. So, ready, set, go. Some notable birthdays today. 1904, Charles R. Drew, a physician and surgeon. He, during his career, pioneered plasma research and developed the blood bank concept. I was sitting outside of a blood drive on Saturday when SpaceX / NASA Dragon launched. I have my, can you see it? Still working on my bruise, but, one small thing that I could do to try to help out others in the community. So thank you for your pioneering efforts, Dr. Drew. Born this day, 1906, singer, actor, civil rights activist Josephine Baker. When most think of Josephine Baker, they think of her during the 1920s and, the famous banana skirt. She refused to play in or perform in clubs and venues that had segregated seating in the U.S. and didn't get as much opportunity as some of her white counterparts. So she moved to France, spent most of her career there. During World War II, helped the French resistance as well. And later, she adopted 12 children, all from different racial and cultural backgrounds, and she called it her Rainbow Tribe. Born this day, 1926, poet Allen Ginsberg, part of the Beat generation. And there's a funny picture that I found that had been posted on Twitter that someone said at one point, Tom, doesn't quite count as our daily dose for today, but all Tom Hanks had to do was lose the hair up top and he had an Allen Ginsberg thing going on. I was reading and contemplating, and I'm seeing so many parallels in the last couple days of our this day in histories and notable birthdays with the things that are going on in our country. It's hard not to make the link between the two, especially seeing change in continuity over time, which I'm going to mention in just a moment. This day, 1965, American astronaut Ed White, during the Gemini program, he's going to do his first spacewalk. And later he would be one of the 3 astronauts who lost their lives during preparations for Apollo 1. Okay, so there are 2 other notable things that, again, I can't help but draw the parallels. Again, the purpose of the Morning Mug is to educate and inform. It's not my job to tell you what to think. That's not my job. That's not my position. So I want to reinforce that. This day, 1943, some of the beginnings of the Zoot Suit riots. So a little bit of context. Mostly Los Angeles, East Los Angeles, when there's a large Hispanic and Latino population. The Zoot Suits, baggy suits and oversized jackets, and the pants were made out of wool. World War II, wool is going to be rationed, so by some, wearing these elaborate outfits that are made out of wool when it's rationed is being seen as unpatriotic. There were a series of riots, multiple days of violence. Eventually, zoot suits were prohibited by the Los Angeles City Council, and I hope over the next few days to figure out a way to craft a discussion over protesting and rioting, to what degree is it protected by the First Amendment, and responses to it. Heavy stuff, big stuff, trying to wrap my head around it. Also this day, 1989, the start of the protests in Tiananmen Square. The majority of the protesters were students, at least 100,000 of them. Communist Party leader Hu Yaobang had died. He had indicated that he wanted to make some democratic reforms in the People's Republic of China. So he passed away. The party was not, at that point, expressing interest in maintaining some of those goals that Hu Yaobang had put into place. Protests, military called in extreme violence over several days. later leading to sanctions by the United States and other countries against China. And it was later repealed and trade reopened in late 1990. So let's lighten it up just a little bit as we wrap up our morning mug for today. We got to get to Daily Dose of Hanks. Okay, so there's two Tom Hanks connections for today. The first one, this day in history, 1988, the premiere of Big. Yes, the film Big, starring Tom Hanks, of course, directed by Penny Marshall, who would also later direct him in A League of Their Own. Love Penny Marshall. Today is National Egg Day. So I started thinking about the candy connections that I'm trying to do every day this month. So again, the Cadbury Cream Egg, classic. The Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Egg, which isn't really that far from the shape of the tree around the holiday. But hey, delicious. And also the Cadbury Mini Eggs, you know, the chocolate in the middle with the crunchy candy on the outside. Also good as well. So I started thinking about Easter eggs. I'm like, well, not around Easter. And Tom Hanks films Easter eggs films. So I don't know if you're familiar with the term Easter eggs, but the term originated during the production of Rocky Horror Picture Show. The cast actually had an Easter egg hunt on the set, and not all the eggs were found before they resumed filming. So there are some scenes of Rocky Horror under a chair, for example, or on a counter that you can see actual Easter eggs. So they're little things that filmmakers put in to certain movies, just as that little extra thing. Examples: Fight Club. In almost every single scene, there is a Starbucks coffee cup. Oh yeah. But I think my all-time favorite is, sorry, I'm all over the place, is from Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. So Indiana Jones is getting ready to take the Ark of the Covenant out of the thing, and there's all these hieroglyphs. There's a hieroglyph on the side of R2-D2 and Princess Leia. So that's the George Lucas connection, and Steven Spielberg, and we can connect, as always, Steven Spielberg to Tom Hanks. But I'm excited to do some digging to see what kind of Easter eggs from Tom Hanks films that I can find. So we'll see. All right, so 3 minutes late for my meeting, not too bad. Behave, be good, be kind, please take care of each other. Voice your opinions, do so in a kind and respectful way. Wash your hands, recycle, social distance, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, by the way, the mug is Eeyore. So, Eeyore, I mean, it's all right, and always kind of mopey. You will have days like this. Try to figure out what's causing that little sadness, that little mopiness, and sun will come out eventually. We just need to figure out, is the sun going to come out on its own, or are we going to need to do something to make the sun come out? So there. Okay, really going.